Defendants are charged with Section 20 GBH when the level of injury suffered by the victim, the actus reus, is greater than actual bodily harm. Interestingly, the maximum punishment of 5 years imprisonment is the same as for ABH. The offence can be committed by the defendant either wounding the victim or inflicting GBH on him. Let's look at what we mean by wounding first. The definition of wound requires that both layers of the skin are broken, or that the continuity of the skin has been broken. A cut, in other words, that draws blood. We're usually talking situations here where the defendant has used a sharp instrument or a knife to stab or slash the victim. Small cuts could, however, come under the definition of a wound, but the CPS tends to take a pragmatic approach and charge defendants with a lesser offence if the cut is only small. The second way in which a defendant can be charged with Section 20 GBH is if they've inflicted grievous bodily harm on the victim. So what does this grievous bodily harm mean? Well, the modern definition simply removes the word grievous and inserts serious. And we're talking here really things like broken limbs or bones, damage to internal organs, a fractured skull, some kind of permanent disability or disfigurement that's been caused by the defendant. It could be a broken jaw, could be ribs or a broken cheekbone. And the courts have made it clear that in order to work out whether it's an ABH, actual bodily harm, or a GBH, grievous bodily harm, we need to look at all the circumstances around the attack or around the way in which the person was injured. And they've said that extensive bruising on a healthy adult might be actual bodily harm, but on a small child or an elderly person who's more vulnerable and more prone to injury, it could be grievous bodily harm. The courts have also extended, just like under ABH, using case law, what can come under grievous bodily harm. And they've included things like a serious sexually transmitted infection is part of the definition of grievous bodily harm, as well as severe mental illness. We've already seen in ABH that psychiatric illness can be included in actual bodily harm. Severe mental illness comes under the definition of grievous bodily harm.